Dr. Webb here. Thank you guys for watching this video. Make sure you subscribe. New videos coming every week. You don't want to miss them. Today in this video, I'm going to talk about being married to a doctor. You guys heard it right. This is my wife here, Ariana. You guys have met her before. For those who don't know, we actually went to the courthouse, a year ago actually. We went to the courthouse essentially to just take our time with the wedding planning and to save up for the wedding and to kind of iron out a lot of different things. We went to marriage counseling. We did a lot of things in terms of talking to our family over the last year, and basically just took our time and just planned everything out. And we're about 48 hours from our actual ceremony that we had. So 2 days ago, we actually had a wedding ceremony in front of our friends and family. How does it feel?
It feels like a huge weight is lifted off my shoulders from all that planning. It went as perfect and smoothly as it could have, and I'm super excited that it's over. I really enjoyed the experience, but it was very, very stressful. So I'm actually glad that we decided to get married beforehand, because it took a little bit of the pressure off, like, oh, stress, but we're already married, so whatever, like, let the small things go. But I'm still riding the high of the ceremony and the experience with all of our friends and families.
By the way, you were very beautiful, by the way.
Thank you.
On ceremony day. But she's right, she planned out everything from the wedding. We didn't use a wedding planner. Our wedding planner was essentially her, from the venue to the food, catering, photography, floral. She did everything, so thank you for doing that. But I just wanted to make a video about kind of the lifestyle or being married to a doctor and kind of what that's like, or how does that look. I get a lot of questions in my inbox. People are inquiring about how do you date in med school or residency. So this is going to be really a quick kind of overview of that. But over the last year, being married to a doctor, how has it been?
It's been challenging at times because of the time constraints and how involved and dedicated you are to your work. There have been moments where it was hard for me to find where I stand in terms of priority and making sure that I communicate to you how I'm feeling and my needs being met, and making sure we're on the same page in terms of what mine and our expectations are for where the marriage stands in relationship to both of our careers. But you know, it's been more ups than downs, but definitely some challenges along the way.
Before we started dating, is there something that you were pleasantly surprised about, either positive or negative, about a doctor? Did you think that doctors worked a little bit more or a little bit less, or what was something that you were surprised about?
At the amount of hours that are just strictly dedicated to work, but also the amount of time you spend studying. Like, it's not just, oh, he's at the hospital and then comes back to the hospital and it's time for us now. The times that I come in and you're at the table and you're studying, or when we were dating, I would call you and you're studying. It's overwhelming to see. I'm sure it's more intense for you, but just as an outsider, I was like, oh, the work never ends. Like, you bring the work home, you're always studying, there's always an exam or something coming up. So I was surprised by that. I didn't know you did that much.
Yeah, and I always tell people that, even though you may work 60 to 80 hours a week in residency, you may spend another 20 to 30 hours doing research, doing paperwork, filling out your log sheets for your surgeries or your hours. So there's a lot of things outside of kind of your actual work that you have to do that may comprise your time. So trying to date in med school and also residency is very challenging because of that, because people don't really understand what it actually takes, or the lifestyle, or how much commitment or sacrifice to actually achieve that. So that's why I think it's very challenging to date someone who's either a resident, medical student, or a doctor. I think some advice for people out there is to find someone that understands, or you have to be upfront and let them know, like, hey, I'm busy. They may be wondering, like, why are you studying for an exam that you have 3 or 4 weeks away? But that's what you have to do in med school to be successful. So I think it's important to just let that other person know, kind of, this is what you should expect. You may not hear from me for a couple hours, or as a resident, I may be in a 7-hour surgery and I can't respond back to her, or vice versa. So I think communication is key. What do you think?
Yeah. I mean, that takes us being on the same page though. So I know, and even when we were dating, I know if I text you and you didn't respond all day, well, you're in a case. Like that's understood from my part. But also, I think you do a good job, and whoever is in medicine that has that crazy schedule, you have to make up for it in certain times. So like if you're on trauma, I know that I'm gonna see you less, and that's just how it's gonna be for 2 months. But you do a good job of kind of making up for it when you're on the other rotations, and making sure that you do prioritize me and make sure that you kind of spend those extra moments that you can with me when you're on the rotations that allow it. So sometimes when it's super hard, I just think to myself, oh, it's just this rotation, it's only 2 months, or it'll get better on a different rotation, and you make up for that.
Yeah, exactly. And I think it's important to kind of plan things out. So if I know I'm going to be on trauma surgery, we're on call every 3 days for 30 hours straight every 3 days, I try to plan things around that ahead of time. So we have our schedule as residents, maybe sometimes a couple months in advance. So I try to schedule kind of date nights with her on certain nights, or because I have my trauma schedule, I know every 3 days I'm going to be at the hospital and working. So I think it's important to kind of plan things out. So that's my kind of second tip for you guys. What do you think the hardest thing is about dating a doctor?
The hardest thing, I mean, your schedule to a certain extent, but also the hardest thing is having the unknowns out there. Like I'll say, I want to do this on this day 2 weeks from now on a Friday. And when the response is, well, I'm on call, I would like to. I know he tries to say like, yeah, I'll try to make it, or this and that. But then sometimes there's that disappointment. So him and I had to get on the same page. Is if you're on call, I prefer, don't tell me you can do anything at all. Because that way I know, right? Like this night's not going to be for us. So that's been a challenge, the kind of uncertainty with the schedule, especially when it comes along with your on-call shifts. So for me, it's easier to just block those days off. We're not going to do anything, or we're not going to schedule anything. I don't like these being up in the air. So I think that's one way to get over that hurdle, is to just plan accordingly. Don't try to squeeze stuff in when you're on call, or hope that nobody calls you into the hospital. No, just
gotcha.
Out.
And one of the apps that we actually use that's been helping us is called Cozy, C-O-Z-I. It's basically an app that she found, and she can add something to the calendar, and I can see it kind of right away, and I can do vice versa. So we use that to put my work schedule in, or if I know I need to cover a football game, or if I have a course that I'm going to this weekend in Miami. So I put that on there a couple months ago, and that kind of communicates to her when she looks at the schedule. It's like, oh, I wonder if Antonio is doing something this weekend here. Oh, he's in Miami for a work course. So Cozy, you guys should definitely check that out. And I don't think it's actually that much per year, maybe $25.
No, I think it was $29 for the year,
cool.
And we definitely renewed when it came up. Like, yep, we're using this. It's super helpful, especially if you want to plan stuff without them knowing, or you just want to see, and I can just go to that and be like, that's not going to work, or whatever. It just keeps us on the same page. Gotcha.
So I'm going to ask really a flash round. You can give 1 to 2 word answers.
Okay.
All right. What is your favorite food?
Chicken.
Chicken?
Yeah.
Any type of chicken?
Fried
chicken.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
What is your favorite pastime?
Reading.
Reading. Okay. Favorite book?
The Alchemist.
Alchemist. Good choice. And your favorite place that you've traveled to?
Peru.
Peru, why is that?
Just because the memories built there, the food, exploring everything, the whole experience studying abroad.
Got you. All right. What type of advice would you give to someone who's thinking about dating a med student, or is dating a med student, a resident, doctor, attending physician? What type of advice would you give to them, looking from a perspective of your kind of point of view? What would you say?
A lot. What I've gotten, the pushback when I complain sometimes to my friends, or about the situation, how it is hard, and there are certain challenges. It's like, oh, you knew what you're getting into, and that's just the life. Like, you're married to a doctor, that's how it is. No, that's not the case. I know that you had a busy schedule, but I didn't know what it really looked like, the ins and outs. So I guess if you're getting into it, like you're just starting dating, being understanding on my part, but also if they're not ready to be in that place, I think our timing was really well, because you were ready to put in the work to have the relationship and to make it a priority and to open your life and your heart to someone. If they're not in that place, and if they're not willing to make that time commitment, which understandably a lot of people aren't in the beginning of this journey in medicine. So I think timing is everything, but also understanding and compassion coming from the outside, but also the work the person who's in medicine has to put in the work to make you a priority. And if there's that two-way street, then that's when it can be successful. You don't have to shy away from someone just because they're in medicine. Like, if you're a priority, they'll find time for you.
I definitely found time for you. All right, so guys, I just wanted to make this video just to show you that it is possible to date, outside of medicine. Someone who is not in medicine or someone who is in medicine, it is possible. You just have to, like we said, communicate. You have to plan ahead. You use certain apps and certain, features from your phone or online that helps with the scheduling part. And I think it's important to, like she said, just anticipate and also let the other person know that they understand what they're getting into and kind of some things to look out for. But thank you guys for watching this video. I'd like to thank my beautiful wife for coming on today and sharing us her experience of her first year being married to a doctor. But it was a lot of fun in this video, and I hope to bring her on some more. I know that's what you guys have been asking me for, so hopefully I'll persuade her to come on some more for some more videos. But thank you guys for watching this video. Make sure you check out the merchandise. I have inspirational merchandise that I put out to try to inspire you guys who are pre-med, pre-law, pre-dental. Lots of motivational and inspirational merchandise, so check it out. I'll put a link in the description below. But thank you, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.